say that firsthand. Have I had a side chick before? This is serious, seriously. Have I ever had a side piece? Yes, I have had a side piece at one time. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Damian Cryer, and I am back with another video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, blessed, and amazing day today. If you guys have not subscribed to the Cryer family, all you have to do is turn that bell on so you subscribe to the channel. But being subscribed to the channel only means you're subscribed. In order to get the notifications, every time I drop a video on the Cryer family, you must turn on that bell with the vibrating symbol. That way, every time I upload a video on the Cryer family, you will get the notifications. Also, guys, thank you who recently followed me on the new Cryer family Facebook page, guys. We just hit 112,000 followers on the new Cryer family Facebook page today, which means the videos over there that's been dropped 3 times a week, which are short videos, must be bangers, because there's a lot of people that's following that new page. All you have to do if you're not following that page is go over to Facebook right now and type in the Cryer family Facebook. You're gonna see a thumbnail that's gonna say the Cryer family. All you gotta do is press that follow button. Every time a video drop over there, you'll get the notifications automatically. You don't have to be subscribed or none of that stuff. Once you press that follow button, you will automatically get the notifications, guys. Those videos over there will be dropping 3 times a week on the Cryer family Facebook page, which will be between 3 and 7 minute videos. So you don't want to miss any of those videos, guys, because it's some bangers. We also have 2 videos over there right now as we speak that's actually going viral. Thank you guys for that. Also, before I get into what we're gonna do here today, I also want to address that some of the content that you will be seeing on that Cryer family Facebook page, you won't even see over on the Cryer family YouTube channel in the near future. That's still being worked on. So anyway, guys, I put a notification out today on my Insta story saying, let me just read it to you guys so I can get it right. I don't want to say the wrong thing. So I posted earlier today, I put, ladies, name 20 things men are scared to admit. I'll do a video today. Let's go. And how many people actually viewed this? Whoa. How many people viewed the story? The notification's only been out for like an hour. 800 and something people viewed it. So we got 20 questions or 20 responses. Well, I got more than that, guys, but I can only pick 20 responses from that, or this video is gonna go on until next week. And of course, I know some of you guys got school in the morning, and some of you guys won't be able to really watch this video until the morning. So anyway, we're gonna go right into it. So the very first one said they have a side chick. So when I asked, name 20 things that men are scared to admit, the first one, the very first one, somebody commented on. I mean, they commented like, as soon as I put the instant post up and took my finger off the button, bloop, they replied immediately. That means somebody done wronged this lady right here. Somebody did this lady wrong. Shame on you for that. Shame on you. She said they have a side chick. How many of you guys will agree with that right there? That a lot of men are scared to admit that they have a side chick. If you experience something like that, or is actually experiencing something like that right now to this day, man, drop me a comment, share that story with me, or hit me up on IG at Damian Cryer Senior. And in most cases, I usually don't respond, but I probably will respond. But because I know, like, it's a lot of people with stories like that, like their significant other had a side chick, or they woman had a side chick too. They woman might have had a side chick or had a side boo. That's something that goes on a lot, man. Like, it's like no matter what type of relationship you in, no matter how much money that you have, because you see like millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires get divorced every single day. Why is that? Y'all ever notice that? People be thinking like, well, if you got a lot of money, life is gonna be happy. You get the house, the car, bills is paid. No, that's not always true. That's not always true. You can have all that money and still lose your significant other to a side piece. It's the way that the world is nowadays. You know, it would be nice if things was like it used to be years ago. you hardly even really hear of couples that's been together for 25, 30 years, 40 years. There's still a few stories out there like that. Like yesterday when me and my son, Dion, we was at the zoo on a train ride. We seen some couples walking through the zoo area. And I said in the video, that's couple goals right there. Like, I want to get with somebody and like be with them so long that our hair looks the same color as that couple that I seen. But that's most people fear that their guy is seeing a side piece, or vice versa, because there's a lot of ladies out there. I'm gonna give you guys a prime example of what I'm talking about. I've had females try to holler at me on IG, right? And like, oh, I'm single, oh, I'm not with nobody. And then a couple days later, I click on IG, I see them booed up with a, lover. I'm like, what the hell? You see, that's why I say, man, no trust, bro. But yeah, that is something that a lot of men are scared to admit. I will say that firsthand. Have I had a side chick before? This is serious, seriously. Have I ever had a side piece? Yes, I have had a side piece at one time when I lived in Indiana. It was after my divorce had ended. You guys do know some of the stories. I was with one woman, and she was a really good woman. And, she lived out in New Jersey, and she really cared for me deeply. And me, I thought the grass was greener on the other side. And come to find out that the grass wasn't as green as I thought it was. Turned out the grass was really brown. I mean, it was burnt up. It was burnt up. And boy, did I get my karma for that. So anyway, yes, that is something that a lot of guys are scared to admit that they have a side piece. Thank you to the person who wrote and commented on this right here. So the next one, somebody says, one of the things that guys are scared to admit is their feelings, how they feel because they are scared. That's all I have. Okay, she said that's all she has. Okay, basically, guys are scared to admit their feelings, which is true. You have a lot of people who might have been in relationships or were, whatever the case was, where something happened where they might be kind of scared to commit. Again, I am a living witness to that. I've had situations like that where I've had things happen to me and I was scared to commit to somebody else because of what somebody else done to me, so on, and et cetera, and et cetera. That is one, because man, like, we different creatures than women. Like, we all know women are emotional creatures. Now, can we please agree with that? Comment down below, ladies. Comment down below. Don't y'all go beat my ass in the comment section. I mean, I know a man shouldn't be doing this video, but you know what? The hell with it. Come for me if you want to, ladies. I'm just kidding. Sort of kidding. Don't come for me too hard now. But yeah, guys are really scared to express themselves. Where women can express themselves, guys, I guess when we get hurt, man, like women, when they get hurt, they scorn. They scorn. Men, when we get hurt, we got attitudes. It's like, we like F everybody. And I know that that's not a good attitude to have, but that's something that men are definitely scared to admit, is their feelings. So thank you for the lady who commented on that. Kendra, she said they are insecure, they have childhood trauma. I don't know, let me see. 20 things that men are scared to admit to. Well, me being a man, I can honestly say this. I don't know a man who's going to just admit, hey, I'm insecure. Because you tell a woman that you're insecure, man, you in trouble, bro. You better not ever tell no woman that you're insecure. Just like no ladies, don't you ever tell no dude that you're insecure. Because in today's world, you tell somebody that you're insecure, they will literally run you over, man. I'm not saying that being insecure is a bad thing, but if a person knows that you're insecure, that's a bad thing. I'm gonna give you guys a little story about me. When I was younger, like 18 or 19, I was dating my firstborn son's mom, Deontay, my son that passed away in Indiana. I was dating his mom. And I didn't realize that I was insecure until Like, she started going to the gym because after she had our son, you know, she had stress marks and stuff like that and things of that nature. And so she wanted to work on her body after our son was born. And then I noticed that she started going to the gym a lot. And then she started spending a lot of time in the mirror. And one day we got in an argument in the restroom because of my insecure butt walked up to her and asked her, like, why are you going in the mirror like that? And you know, being young, I have to realize that's a woman's thing. A woman is gonna be in the mirror because she's gonna make sure that she's cute and everything and make sure that her hair is on point and her teeth is flossed and all that good stuff. You know, and we talking like back in the 80s, guys, early 90s. I was like 18, 19 years old. So that's why I say insecurity is not always a good thing, because I took that insecurity and I got worse with it over time. And she actually used my insecurity against me because she knew that it bothered me. So she stood in the mirror even longer. Shoot, she started standing at the gym even longer. So thank you for that question, Kendra. And yes, like I said, I will admit that yes, a lot of people do admit that they have insecurities. And I think that if you have an insecurity, maybe you should keep it to yourself, unless it's an insecurity that's surrounded by your girlfriend, your woman, or your wife is always hanging around men. That's a different type of insecurity. Now, you could address that situation by saying, hey, sweetheart, listen, you know, it makes me feel kind of awkward that most of your friends that you hang out with, go to the bar with, club with, hang out with late at nighttime is males. That's, you know, that's an obvious insecurity, guys. Comment down below. I could be wrong. But I'm just saying, if my boo, and I'm not booed up right now, but my boo, I would be feeling some type of way if she hung out with a bunch of guys and was always with them, because it's like, okay, I'm at work, I'm at home, but you're hanging out with all these men. However, when you meet someone, you have to accept them the way that you meet them. Like, if you meet a stripper at a strip club and you fall in love with a stripper, you can't expect her to stop stripping just because you boning her now, you know? So if the woman had a lot of male friends before y'all met and you knew that she had a lot of male friends, then it really shouldn't be a problem, because you most likely was one of the males that she used to hang around with that she started dating. So it's really hard for you to get mad that she's hanging around guys. But if it's a different kind of insecurity, like you noticing things change, then that's one thing. You should be able to address that to your significant other. Comment down below, because this is some serious topics right here, man. I'm quite sure that I'm gonna get some engagements on this, because it's something that we need to talk about, for real. Thank you for that comment. I knew this was coming. Somebody said one of the 20 things that men are scared to admit is the freaking truth. The truth. Men are scared to admit the truth. Do you know how long it took for me to tell somebody that I really love them? They always asked me, like, are you in love with me? Do you love me? I used to be like, I mean, I really care about you a lot. I was always scared to admit that I loved you, because we know those are three of the most dangerous words in the world. I love you. Any of y'all say them 3 words is not dangerous? You a freaking lie. You a liar. You know that when you say I love you, that's called commitment. But yeah, a lot of guys are really scared to admit the truth, but that works both ways. But I'm gonna keep this about guys, because the notification I put out on my Insta story was about men. And I may do one on women, all depending on how you guys feel. 20 things that guys, that women hate to admit. But yeah, a lot of guys are definitely scared to admit the truth. I don't know if it's because we feel like our significant others is probably gonna leave us, or they'll start lying to us as well. And I know, like a lot of guys, we don't want our girls lying to us. Like, if we say, baby, where you been? We kind of expect for you to give us an honest, direct answer and say, well, I was at the mall with Sheila and Monica and, you know, her and her, blah, blah. We don't want you to say that you was with them and you was actually with another guy. So, yeah, the truth is always a sore one. So thank you for responding to my Insta story. Next one. 20 things that men hate to admit. They cheated. Woo! right there, get the out my house now. Ain't no man go. Listen. Bro. If you cheated, man, before you tell your girl that you cheated, man, you better do some praying and you better ask for a lot of forgiving. Make sure that you got yourself secured in other places before you come in the door and say, baby, I got something to tell you. I cheated on you today because your ass about to get put out. For real. Men are scared to admit that they cheated. They do it. I'm just gonna say we, because I'm a man. We cheat and we're scared to admit it because of the consequences that we know that's gonna happen. We know get the out is coming. We know we're gonna see the tears. And even if we get back together, we know that it's gonna be a life. Oh my God, it's gonna be a headache. And you can't really get mad at her because she's gonna constantly remind you when you piss her off. Mother, you cheated on me. The best thing to do, man, if you got a good woman by your side and she's committed to you, and you know that you love her, keep it in your pants. It's not worth it, bro. That is a hard one for men to admit. Thank you for answering to my Insta story. Next one. Men are emotionally unavailable. Men are scared of commitment. Emotionally unavailable. I'm gonna just assume that one of the 20 things that men do as far as being emotionally unavailable is talk but don't listen. Listen but not responsive. Not emotionally attached to the conversation that's going on. I find out, and trust me, I am the worst person to talk to about relationships because I can't even keep a damn girlfriend. But that's okay though. I still got my health and I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. One come along, one doesn't. It's fine, it's perfectly fine. A lot of times when you're in a relationship though, you have to be, say for instance, when you're a man and you have a woman or a wife, as the man, you have to be her boyfriend, you have to be her husband, you have to be her friend, you have to be her associate, you have to be her best friend, and you also have to be her girlfriend. That means that you have to be able to listen to her on every single level. Not just to be a bobblehead and say, yeah, No, you have to be able to give her some type of response. Talk to her, communicate, let her know that you hear her and that you understand what she's going through. Don't just say, wow, that's messed up, dang. No, talk to her, give her some advice. Engage with her because that's why she's opened up to you, telling you these things. I would rather for mine to come and tell me than to go tell a bunch of people, what's going on. And I would rather for her to talk to me. And when it says men are scared of commitment, yes, I can honestly see that. I have been in situations where I've used something that might have happened to me somewhere in my life and used it against the other party that came along in my life. And it's like being scared to commit. I'm the type of dude, man, I give it my all. I'm not talking about just cashing out on you, spending money, giving you what you want. I give it my all. I put my heart into it. When I get with somebody, I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking way past today and tomorrow. I'm thinking about the future, man. Like I'm asking questions like, what's our 5-year goal? Are we just gonna be together for a few months, living together? Do we have a goal in mind? Those are the kind of questions that I'm gonna ask because I'm an older dude. And I always say I got more years back there than I do up here. And so, yes, men are scared of, not all men, but most men are scared of commitment. Comment down below what you guys think of that. That was a very, very good question. J. Do replied, one thing if they're not sexually happy. Wow. 20 things that men are scared to admit. I don't know if it would be smart for a man to go to his woman and tell her that he's not sexually happy. That is almost worse than telling your woman that you cheated on her, because you're basically telling her that you're not sexually happy, and that if you're not sexually happy with her, then you're obviously going to be sexually happy with someone else. I don't think that's something I've ever told a woman, but that could be one thing that men are scared to admit. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't advise a man to tell his woman that. I would advise a man that if you're not sexually happy with your woman, then maybe it's time to spice it up a little bit. Maybe go get some honey packs or something. You know, they only $5 a pack. Trust me, your boy know. Go to the toy store, spice it up a little bit. You know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, you can go to those adult entertainment stores. They sell all type of entertaining things that really do work. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of that stuff, it really does work. And you can still make it work. And, you know, you can be sexually turned on by your partner again. But if you're just not gonna be sexually, if you're not sexually turned on by your partner, then do something about it. And when I say do something about it, I don't mean go bang the chick down the street just because she be giving you the eye every time you walk out the door or ride past her house. No, do something about it, man. Do something that's gonna benefit you and the person that you're not sexually attracted to. Now, I'm quite sure there are some cases where men are scared to admit that they're not sexually attracted to their woman anymore. But again, like I said, there's things that you can do about it without going outside of your relationship. So that was a really good question, J-Dude. Next one, Kendra. Did I do Kendra's? Oh, she must have had two. 20 things that men are scared to admit. Kendra says they are insecure. They have, okay, I read that one already, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, here's another one. Admitting that they cheated. I think that this was already addressed earlier. Again, of course a man is gonna be scared that he admitted he's cheated. Like I said, if you're gonna admit that, and don't get me wrong, guys, I'm not condoning at all. I wouldn't condone no one to be going out and cheating on a significant other. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Y'all know that's my favorite word. Years ago, because I was young at one time. Y'all know how that is growing up. Back then, I'd been like, man, F that. Let's go, you know what I'm saying? Woo, let's go get some of these females, whatever. But I wouldn't condone that, man, you know. But anyway, the next one. One of 20 things that men are scared to admit that they fell in love. Sometimes, and this is coming from a man's perspective, a lot of men would not admit that they've fallen in love because we know that that's a mistake sometimes. I can't speak for everybody else, but I can speak for Damien Antoine Cryer. I'm not going to admit that I'm falling in love with nobody because I don't want them to look at me like, I got his ass. I got him. I got him right where I want him. He's in love. Because sometimes when you tell somebody that you're in love with them and admit that stuff too soon, they're going to use it against you, man. It's like, okay, I got him. Women do it too, you know, but I do, and I will admit, it is hard for a man to admit when we fall in love. What we would do is we would go tell one of our friends, one of our homeboys, before we tell the woman that we're in love with her. We would go to one of our homies and be like, bro, I'm falling in love with her, man. And our homie's gonna be like, bro, don't tell her that, man. Do not tell her that. Don't you make a mistake and tell her that you done fell in love with her. It's just what it is, but you know, that is something that I will admit that it's hard for men to admit. Comment down below if you guys agree or disagree. Next one. Okay, that's it for the ones on IG. I have my IG and my Facebook Messenger connected. So those were the ones off of IG. The Facebook ones are, oh my God. 20 things that men are scared to admit. They eat booty. You know, Jesus Christ. They eat booty. Men are scared. One of the things that men are scared to admit is that they eat booty. You know, there's a song out years ago. That thong, let me lick it, let me lick it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I think when that song came out, cats went crazy, man. You know, I mean, if that's your preference, bro, that's your preference. I mean, if that's one thing that men are scared to admit, that's probably something. Me, Damian Antoine Cryer, I don't think I'm gonna be running around bragging to my homies, hey man, I just ate her booty. You know, I mean, I just don't think I'm gonna be running around bragging about something like that. Now, I know like men do brag about certain stuff, but me, just me guys, just me. And I seen some nice looking booties, you know what I mean? I go on IG, I see the little booties, I see them shaking their little booties and stuff. I see some nice looking booties, they look just so superb and so beautiful. You can almost put it on a plate. I just don't think I will be running around talking about, man, I ate her booty. I ate her booty. No. Next one. 20 things that men won't admit that they were with one of your family members. I have heard of this before. I have seen a guy who was actually married and was actually messing with his wife's cousin. And he ended up having a baby by his wife's cousin. So, I mean, I guess that's one of the 20 things that men are scared to admit. That's bad. 20 things that men are scared to admit is that they didn't really pay a freaking bill. How many of you guys or women out there, y'all man told y'all, baby, I already paid that bill. I paid that bill already. And then you find out that the bill wasn't paid. You got a disconnect notice. Not only did you get the disconnect notice, he hid the disconnect notice and the bill got cut off. That utility got cut off. I've seen situations like that before. You know why? I did it myself in the past. That's one thing that men are scared to admit, that they didn't pay the bill. You know why? Because we procrastinate. We'll pray to God that we can make it to the next payday before they actually turn that utility off. 20 things that men are scared to admit they are still married. I have seen situations, as a matter of fact, when I lived in Indiana, I worked with a guy at the steel mill. He fell in love with one of these co-workers that worked in a steel mill. She worked in a whole different department. He fell in love with her. He told her that he had got divorced, but he had never gotten divorced. He was scared to admit that he was still actually married to her, which he could have just came straight out and just said, listen, I'm in love with you, but I am still married. A lot of guys, for some reason, I don't know why, they're scared to tell the new boo that they're still married. How do you not think that your new fiance or girlfriend is not gonna find out that you're still married? That is one thing that men are scared to freaking admit. Just tell her and get it over with so y'all can move past it. You know, that's what I would do. I mean, if I was still married and I was dating all these women and been with the people that I've been with since I've, been divorced, I would have just told them straight up, hey, listen, I'm legally separated, but I am still married. You know the trauma that cause a person to find out that you're in love with them and they find out later on that they're sleeping with a married man? That's kind of brutal, man. Okay, this was one that I did answer already. It says not turned on. So we already addressed that already. 20 things that men are scared to admit they are really broke. A lot of guys are not going to admit that they're broke or they're going broke because we want our women to believe in us and think the best of us. And we think that when our women find out that we're broke, that they're going to still stick by our side. You know, not saying that what turns you on what turns your woman on to you is your money, but you should always be honest. Now, I'm not saying that when you meet somebody, hey, here's my account, this is how much I got. No, don't never do no shit like that. Never. Don't never admit that you're broke. But at some point in time, you're gonna have to bring it to a head, and just let them know what it is, Because a lot of us, and I've done it myself, I came into situations like I had big money and I was big Willie, but I knew deep in my mind, in the back of my head, that I really didn't have it like that. I knew that I was struggling before I met certain women in my past. I knew I was struggling then, but they looked so nice and was so genuine to me. I didn't want to just tell them that I was broke. But at some point, you have to be honest. And that's one thing that men are scared to admit, is that we really don't have it like that. That car's not really mine, it's my brother's. I really don't have my own place. I live with a relative. So at some point it's gonna come out. So in my opinion, it's just better to just jump in front of it, man, because they're gonna find out anyway. Somebody's gonna know you who knows her, somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. You guys know how this works, man. 20 things that men are scared to admit that they really don't have a job. A lot of guys would do anything to impress a woman. Like saying that they have a job, really don't have a job, but they may have like a side hustle, like we all got a side, hell, even I got a side. YouTube ain't the only thing I do, man. Now, I don't do anything illegal, but I do have a side hustle too. I still do things and make other money moves, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't just sit in the house filming videos all day. Believe it or not, I don't. I mean, a lot of guys will admit that they have a job, that they really don't have a job. They could be close to having a job. And just because that you have a job interview don't mean that you have a job. A lot of guys that go tell their girl, hey, I have a job now. Yes, but all they have is an interview schedule. So at some point, they're gonna find out. Just tell them the truth. Listen, I'm on hard times right now. If a person really likes you and cares for you, all that's not gonna matter. They're gonna be with you through thick and thin, through the mud. If they genuinely care for you, they're gonna be by your side no matter what. So a lot of guys are very scared to admit that they don't have a job. The best thing is just be honest about it, man. Be honest. 20 things that guys are scared to admit, that they are jealous of your ex. That is so true. A lot of guys aren't going to admit that they're jealous of the ex. I have been in situations like that where I'm going to go all the way back to where my first son was born, Deontay. His mom, she had already had a son, had been 1 going on 2 years old. She had already had a baby by this other guy. And back then, dark-skinned guys, we wasn't really in. I'm not saying that we're in now, but I'm saying back then, dark-skinned, really dark-skinned guys, we weren't really in like that. They were into light-skinned, bow-legged guys with a little wavy hair, brush wave hair. So her son's dad, her first son's dad, he was light-skinned. They were together for a few years before I had came along, and he was in his son's life very deeply. It just so happened, her first son's dad was friends with my oldest brother. I didn't know it because I wasn't hanging out with my oldest brother like that. So I will admit, guys are scared to admit that they're jealous of the ex. Next one, 20 things that guys are scared to admit, that they don't like your family. A lot of people are not good. You guys know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You go to your significant other's family function, and there's somebody there that you know that don't like you, or somebody there that acts like that they're really uppity up. You guys ever been in a situation like, you know that you don't have as much to offer your significant other that supports her lifestyle in the way that she was raised. So you come from like regular, normal, struggling life, and you come into your new boo, and they have nice homes, nice cars, and when you're there, you feel almost out of place. And not only do you feel out of place, the members will actually make you feel out of place by asking you questions that you really ain't trying to answer, like, so what school did you graduate from? You don't want to say I graduated from a school of hard knocks, which is probably true though. What side do you live on? Well, you don't want to sit there and say the south side because they know. You want to say I grew up out north or out west. So a lot of people are scared to admit, men are scared to admit that they do not like family members. Okay guys, I said I was gonna do 20, but as I was doing this right here, a couple of more came in. So let me go and do some fishing real quick and see what we have here. Okay. Okay, this one right here, Alexandra says, men be scared to admit their feelings. We had already covered that one earlier, but I still want to acknowledge it. Yes, that is very true. Men are scared to admit their feelings. Like I said, it's, you know, that is one of the 20 things that men are scared to admit. There's another one, Shatoya asked the same one. She said feelings, men are scared to admit their feelings, which is very, very true. There's another one just came in, that they're insecure. And I think one came in on Facebook Messenger as well. I heard that bell go off. Oh my God. She has, okay, she 1, 2, 3, 4, she has 5 of them. I'm just gonna read this real quick. And I probably already covered it. 20 things, okay, her name is Shimon, by the way, Shimon. 20 things that men are scared to admit. Shimon says they're jealous, number 1. They have a crush on you. Wow, hey, that's a good one. That is one that's me right there, that's me. If I see somebody that I'm really interested in, I'm scared to tell them how I feel. I'm scared of rejection, man. But men are like that, man. Number 3, why they didn't answer the phone. That is another good one. Men are scared to admit why they didn't answer the phone, because 9 times out of 10, we're lying about something. We don't want to answer the phone or that FaceTime call because we know we out doing dirt. Number 4, how their woman really looks when she asks him. I'm gonna stay off that one right there. Number 5, that something didn't hurt when you accidentally sat on a crate their foot is under. Oh, I know what she's saying. Like basically, if something falls on your foot and you're like, oh, somebody like, you okay? You're like, yeah, I'm fine. No, damn well you in a lot of pain. I did it myself. We all try to look manly around that woman. Anyway, man, I'm gonna bring this video to an end. If you guys want me to do another video, part 2, on 20 things that women are scared to admit, drop a comment down below in the comment section. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, man. I love you guys, man. Don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Till next time, it's your boy Damian Cryer, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.